Hi, I'm Batsa. I am still playing and grinding Revolution Idol, but it's not the only Idol incremental game I'm currently playing. So this video is about the many other games I've played in the past or still playing now. I'm going to talk about many games, the links to them, as links to where to find more of these games are in the description below. Almost all of them are free games with optional in-game purchases. I prefer longer games which I can play for weeks, months and years, as opposed to shorter games. And I don't like pixel graphics. I'd rather have no graphics at all. I also prefer non-clicker games, as it's difficult to play more than one clicker game at the same time. I only started getting into incremental games a year ago. Before that I played only one game of this type. And it was Cookie Clicker. I played it a bit on the free web version, and played it on Steam after that, even though it's not free on Steam. I have completed all the achievements in the game. I did use cheats for the last few, but cheating is kinda built into the game with the console commands. It's probably the definitive game of the entire genre, so if you haven't played it before, I highly recommend it. I have been playing Trimps for a year now. I made one video about it, I pretty much completed the game, I just need the last two achievements, but this will take a while. I'm playing it really idly now. There isn't much need to pay close attention to the game at this late stage. These three games are the only incremental games that I know how they work. For the rest of the games I'm going to mention, my knowledge of them is pretty limited. Let's start with two games that I played before, but not playing currently. The first one is Antimatter Dimensions. It is a very good game, and it was the main inspiration for Revolution Idol. There are also infinity and eternity layers of game progression. I played it for a few weeks, but stopped playing at some point at the Eternity stage. Maybe I will go back to it in the future. The second one is NGU Idol. I played it a bit a year ago, then started fresh a month ago, but I'm not playing it anymore. This is definitely an interesting game and one of the staples of the genre, but I don't like the lack of automation at the early stages, so I'm not going to play it anymore. The developer of NGU Idol, 4G, has made another game, NGU Industries. I've heard that it's also a good one, but he hasn't finished developing it and is not working on it anymore. Now to the games I currently am playing. The one that gets most of my attention nowadays is Synergism. It's not a new game, but it's pretty new on Steam. I have over 1k hours in the game, but I still am a complete noob. This game is incredibly well made and well balanced, and it has layers upon layers of incremental mechanics. The goal is to reach Singularity once and keep getting more and more Singularities, while getting upgrades to get there faster. I'm in the beginning of my 6th Singularity now, and it takes a couple of days to reach another one at this stage. I highly recommend this game. I play a couple of newer games too, Upload Labs and Idle Hacking. I started playing them very recently, so I haven't made a lot of progress in them. Upload Labs reminds me of Factory games like Satisfactory and Factorio. I actually played Satisfactory a bit, it's a good game. Anyway, in Upload Labs you invest in networking, CPUs, GPUs, hacking, coding, research and other stuff to get more money and more currencies to upgrade your stuff. I've just made a prestige reset, so I don't have a lot of stuff on the grid, but it gets pretty busy and complicated at the later stages of the game. You connect different nodes to each other to get buffs and synergy, trying to avoid bottlenecks, keep optimizing, etc. I'm so lazy that I haven't bothered to read the guide yet to understand how everything works and how to connect the nodes properly, but I'm having fun nonetheless. Idle Hacking is an action or inaction RPG centered around the hacking theme. You fight enemies and get drops that you can use to improve your gear. These 8 pieces of equipped software are like pieces of armor, rings, etc. in the standard RPG. There's an in-depth crafting system, which draws inspiration from games like Path of Exile and Last Epoch. This game differs from the others I mentioned in terms of it being multiplayer. Everyone plays on the same server. There's a server-wide marketplace for gear and resources, so you can just buy gear upgrades if you don't want to craft them yourself. A guild system with taxes and perks, so a sort of an MMO system. Long-term progression system in the forum of the home lab, server-wide events, chat and more. This game looks great in my opinion. The developer is playing his own game, he's active in the chat and updates the game frequently. I'm also playing a couple of browser games at the moment. Calculator Evolution and the Game of Chance. I really enjoy Game of Chance. I thought it was just a simple AI-made game, but it is much bigger and much more fun than I expected it to be. I really like this dart throwing the board map and seeing where I land. So yeah, I'm keeping myself busy. But if that's not enough for you, where can you find other incremental games and discuss them? There are a few places for this. One of them is the Incremental Games subreddit. It is mostly filled with posts about half-assed games made by AI vibe coding recently, but it is still a valuable source of information and discussion. Steam has changed the idle tag to incremental recently, so you can search the Steam database for this tag to see a huge list of the idle incremental games available on Steam. Incrementaldb.com is a website where you can find games, review them, and post your own ones. You can also find incremental games on itch.io and congregate. So as you can see, there are plenty of incremental games to play. Tell me which ones you like the most. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.